In today's video, I played a really old game. Myst from 1993 is a point-and-click adventure game released for CDs. You know, those things that you think you can play, like, music on? Yeah, well, they were used for games, believe it or not. Wow, isn't that crazy? No, but in all seriousness, Myst was released in 1993, which is 31 years ago. And the sequel to Myst, Riven, which I will be probably covering in a future episode, also was released around that time. But, you know, maybe around 28 years. But that's a long time. To give you some perspective, Minecraft is not even half as old as that. Yeah. But in today's video, I went and played Myst. And, here are my thoughts about it. Because, you know, how does a game that was released 31 years ago hold up today? That is the question I hope to answer in this episode.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, the questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
The first area is the main island. This area includes linking books to all the other sections of the game. You know, because this isn't just taking place on this tiny island. Going into this, I had no idea what I was doing, although I had someone there to help me. One of my friends had actually beaten this game before, which kind of guided me through the beginning of the game. So, as I began to play, I realized that there was a lot more to this game than I thought. There were puzzles that required thinking. There were things that you had to consider every single time you did a puzzle. And there was a gameplay loop that made this enjoyable, even if navigation was painful. So, as I explored the Myst Island, I found a few secrets and completely skipped by something that I will bring up in the future. So, well then, how do I get to the first area? I guess I'll figure that out. When you enter a library on the Myst Island, there are two books, a red and a blue book. Going to either one of them will introduce you to one of the characters. They're brothers, and they're trapped in the books. So, they want you to gather the pages, put them back in the book, and they'll be free. Why do you want to do this? I have no idea, but I mean, you're kind of trapped on this island, so you have no choice. If you want to beat the game, you have to. Right. You have to gather the pages. You can't just skip by them. You have to gather them, right? Right? You get the idea. Now, around the island, there's a bunch of puzzles that give you access to different ages. Let's figure out how to get to them.
So you haven't flipped all the switches up yet. The more switches you flip up, the more things of those will appear. But yeah, go to
Oh, if you press this one, it opens the door, and the other one it doesn't because it doesn't have the other one opens the bookshelf because that's the passageway that's back there. The other one opens the door because that's the door.
Yeah.
That's what I need
to... Don't quote me on this, but I think it's 8:20 the time. And press button. Okay, I don't remember what it is. But we can figure it out.
5,
Okay,
6,
go back
7,
to
8.
the tower. What? Oh, there it is.
240.
240.
So you were very wrong.
Okay, well, I think it's 8:10 in the remake. I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
Oh, the remake. Have you not beaten the first one?
I have, yeah, but I'm stupid and I forget. And I had... Yep.
So that's 5.
That's 240.
10, 20.
It's 240. Press the button! Press
5,
the button!
10, 15, 20. Is that...
Press the button, it's... Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. It was 220.
Oh, I'm stupid. Alright, yeah. Now flip that one up and then go inside. 2, 2, 1. Click the levers to get those numbers to 2, 2, 1.
Oh.
You're gonna get so pissed at this.
Oh, this is like that one puzzle I did.
The way you're doing it, you can't... You have to reset it if the thing goes down too much. Okay. This one took me originally like a genuine hour. There you go, stop! There you go. You got there in the end.
Oh, I'm
Where'd you see the
assuming...
gear like that? Yeah.
I don't know, I don't pay attention. Can I go up those? No, those aren't stairs. Never mind. Is it... This is actually difficult in...
I know, yeah.
After I solved the puzzle to make it into the book, I reached the mechanical age. This age is a fortress with a bunch of thrones, and behind little sections are the blue and the red pages. I found the page that I was looking for and began to realize that I can't go out the same way I went back in. I'm gonna have to find the exit. So, how do I get out of here? Well, it's complicated, really. I think I have to do something. Oh, I know what I need to do. So, in order to do it, you have to control the fortress to turn it. You can rotate it in all 4 directions, and you can press a button which plays a sound that represents each cardinal direction: north, east, south, west. This will be important later, but for now, I have to go and figure out which direction I want to turn it to, turn that direction, and unlock the exit. On each of the islands, there are a piece of the code. I have to go turn to those islands, find that piece of the code, remember it, take a screenshot, and go back to the beginning and put the code in. It's pretty simple, but it took me a few minutes to figure that out. Now, I can finally escape the mechanical age and make it to whatever age I'm about to do next. One of the most painful ages, and the most annoying, and the most difficult, and the most annoying, and the most difficult, and the one of the worst, and the painful, and I hate it, was the selenic age. If you know Myst, you know why I hate this age. It's not like it's a bad age. It has a really nice puzzle, a really annoying puzzle, and a really annoying puzzle. The first puzzle is pretty easy. You have to access this rocket. In order to access this rocket, you need to get power to it, so you can open the door. To do that, you have to find the amount of voltage that you have to put in it, and you have to set the downstairs area connected to it to the right amount. The issue is, if you put too much power into it, you're gonna have to go climb up all these ladders and reset them so you can actually put power to the ship and not just put power. So, after doing that properly, you get access to the rocket. Inside of this rocket is 5 sliders and a keyboard. You can find a page in the library that has different notes that you have to play, marked down. Inside of the spaceship, you can play those notes, get an understanding of what they sound like, and on the sliders, you have to set the sliders to the right sound. This took way longer than it should have. This may or may not have taken just a little longer than it should have. Anyway, now that you have access to the selenic gauge, you have to put the sounds to the door. There's a little door, and you have to gather around the map, finding the different sounds. There are 5 of them, and you have to make sure you have the right ones. And once you do that, you can press those 5 buttons and access a tunnel. Of course, make sure not to miss the pages, because the whole reason you're in the area is to gather the page. So, once you gather the page and you enter the tunnel, good luck. Because now you're in the fun part. There's a little ship. You go inside of it, and you have to move in the right direction. You can press a button, and it'll play a sound. This sound may sound familiar, because it's the same exact sound that would play to represent the cardinal directions in the mechanical age. So, every single time you press the button, look at it, hear the sound, figure out which sound it is, go in that direction. Until it becomes fun, and the game decides that it hates you, and you're not having enough fun, and you're not being tortured enough. And it decides, oh, why don't we play 2 sounds on top of each other? Haha. Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, you press the sounds, you go in the right directions, and you've beaten the area. Thank goodness. I never want to go to that area again. Doesn't mean I'm against making other people do it. I love torturing other people. But I don't want to torture myself again.
Good job.
I need all the red pages. I know. Must search. Bring 2 more for the red.
Oh, there's only 2 more?
I am released.
What do you mean?
I promise.
There's only 2 more red pages?
Touch the blue
Yeah.
pages.
Don't touch the blue pages.
That's where my for
Yeah.
my wicked brother.
Yeah, so the brother in the red will say that the brother in the blue is in the wrong, and then the brother in the blue will say that the brother in the red is in the wrong.
But they're both in the wrong. Is what I'm going to assume.
Now you're catching on. By the way, this is the easiest game in the franchise. Mainly the puzzles in Riven are just how the hell do I navigate the island.
What?
Most of the puzzles in Riven are just figuring out how to navigate the damn place.
I feel that.
That whole game is you're just trying to trap a guy into a book.
Well. Okay, those are the dates. I'm just gonna print screen.
What state are you from, Cheetah? I feel like I deserve to know after all these 9/11 jokes.
Depression.
I'm feeling you're not telling me on purpose.
So I want to put it to... what day? October. October 11. Okay, that's nice. 19... oh my god.
Leaf snake bug. Who said that?
4... 10... 10:04 a.m. I said I was gonna take a break, but like, I'm almost there.
But like, Myst is so cool.
October 11, 1984, 10:04 a.m. Then,
This game's pretty cool.
do I have to turn it to night?
What? You turn it to night.
Why does
This was,
the
like,
music have to stop?
This really was the first kind of game like this. It's like, you know, there's
12:07, January 17, 12:07,
dying.
5:46. There is dying.
There's no dying, there's no restarting.
If you think about it, if you're not fast enough, you will die in the game.
You don't die in the game. You don't, like, you don't die in the game, you know, you don't...
You will die in the game if you're not fast enough. There is a time limit.
What are you talking about? No,
If you
won't.
die in the game, you die in real life. If you die in real life, you die in the game.
That's stupid.
You can't tell me I'm wrong.
I can't tell you you're wrong.
I don't think I'm wrong though. 7.
I don't think I'm wrong, therefore I'm not.
November. This seems to keep endlessly going. November 23rd, 9791, 6:57 p.m. Print screen. Okay. So I'm gonna pull up the first constellation. Are they in order? Or is there an order? One of these is a constellation book. The sun one, probably? No. This one, then? Yeah. So, constellation with the... it's the... this one. So the leaf... I'm gonna write this down in my Myst notes. I'm just gonna keep a notes page with all of it. So it's a leaf. That's the first one. It's leaf. This one is snake. Snake! Snake! Snake!
Snake? 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 Snake! And then the game over thing looks really cool. There's like a game over thing.
That is beetle. Is that a beetle? Doesn't matter.
Me when I see the merchant Breath of the Wild.
Is that a beetle? It looks like a beetle.
It's just a bug. There's only one bug, so
Beetle is close enough. It's like the Beatles, you know?
I call it bug.
So wait, am I supposed to press these?
You're supposed to press down those 3 and that's it, and it raises the ship up to the water.
Leaf? Wait, so it's supposed to be green or red?
Green. Just press it. You just have to click it once.
So bird is not supposed to... eye is not supposed to be pressed down. Beetle... bug is. There we go. It's a lot of noises for a small man. So wait, am I supposed to beat this game 3 times? Or 4 times?
You can start now, all the endings basically are just what you choose. Or you can just look it up on YouTube, the other endings.
But if I do this, I have to... So I'm assuming...
Do you want me to just tell you what the thing is?
No, that spoils it.
Okay.
So I'm supposed to go on the boat, I'm assuming? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna open this book, and then I'm gonna stop playing. In the Stone Ship Age, I have to go and find the sheet and the way out. So, let's see. How do I do that? Yeah. I need a key to get in there. Oh. There we go. This is probably the one I need to be in. There we go. Oh, I can't take the key. So I need that lock, but I can't take the key. Oh. Now that I've done that, I can now go and turn this one to like one of the other ones. Nope, chest didn't float up. Oh, because I need to lock it, I guess. And then yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah. wait. It's gonna be something to do with this, isn't it? Boom, did it. And that's lights underwater, which means that I go pull lever, put one on, I can then go. And the lights are on. Ooh. Does this do something? Yes, it does. This is the exit. I did it. I beat that island. The channelwood age is another one of the ages. To access it, I had to find a code. Using that code to open a safe inside of one of the huts, I can grab a match and light it in the furnace. When I turn the wheel, it will start a clunking sound. I need to immediately put the fire out and then run to the big tree so I could go down. Getting this, surprisingly, did not take as long as it should have. Every other time I played it afterwards, it has taken me much longer. But once I was able to get in, I had access to the linking book to the channelwood age. Now this age has a really unique puzzle, and it wasn't difficult to understand. It was really easy to do, but it had a really nice puzzle. Looking at the ground, there were a bunch of pipes everywhere, and when you're near the pipe that has water in it, you can hear the water. So, first turning on the generator, you have to follow the water and put the water to whatever thing you wanted to turn on. So at first that would be the elevator. You go up into the sky and you can pull a lever that opens a door that was at the bottom of the map. Doing that allows you to figure out what you're going to do next, because now you have the page. Moving the water pipes to extend a bridge, you can put a pipe that unlocks the power of an elevator, and you can go up this elevator to access the linking book back to the area. But there was something strange in one of these houses. At the top, there was a guy telling me not to do something. That the other person was evil, not to trust them. But that other person is the person I was leading. Am I making a mistake? After you gather all the pages, put them in whichever book you were collecting them for, and the brothers will tell you to go to a certain page in a different book. In this page, there's a pattern. This pattern can be used inside the fireplace. When you enter the fireplace, you can press a button that will raise down something, and you can press a pattern into it. Once you press the pattern, you get access to the final pages in a book. The brothers told you explicitly, don't touch the green book. But what happens if you do? Really? You ever considered that? When you open the book, it reveals that something's off about this place. Something is wrong. Because the father of them is staring right at you, trapped in their own book. But this book is different. This book is a linking book. But I wouldn't recommend opening this linking book, because this linking book will trap you in it. Unless you do one other thing. Because there's one white page, and you have to find it. The father instructs you on where to find it, and you have to go and find it. So, after doing that, you know what you have to do. Obviously, return the pages back to the brothers. That's what you do. You choose whichever page that you want to and return it back to that brother. Definitely. Except that's a bad move. Let me tell you why. You see, there's a lot more lore to this game than I thought there was. There's a lot more lore to this game than I thought there was. And if you decide, oh, I'm gonna return the book pages back, you don't get a finale. You don't get an ending. There is no end. You just get stuck forever. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Now then, let's go find the white page. After searching around the island and finding the white page, you can finally beat the game. You can return it to the father and enter Dani, which is a really strange place, and there's probably something really lore important about this that I may cover in a future video, but there's something about this place that's off. This guy greets you, asks you if you have the white page. If you don't, well, he says welcome to Dani. You're trapped. But if you do, he says he has an errand to attend to. And you're stuck in there. For a little bit, not for very long. When he returns and says, I know you're expecting a reward, but the best I can give you is this library. And you've beaten Myst, having access to the library. But, you know, there is something more. I just have a feeling. Maybe. Just maybe. He has some objective to give us in the future. You see, he is looking for someone. And we might be the only people who can rescue them. To be continued. Overall, Myst is a really strange game. You know, for a game from 1993, it's about what you expect. It has very limited controls. You know, comparing to the modern remake, which is free roam and you can just move around and look around using your mouse. The only thing you use in this game is your mouse. You can't use WASD to move. You have to click to turn, click to do everything, click to grab things. It's a little strange, and obviously that's what they had to deal with. They didn't have the ability to run 3D environments like this. They were running off of limited energy. It's not the same as today. But that's the problem. You see, this game just doesn't hold up. It's not as enjoyable to play nowadays, because once you play it once, you're done. There is very little left to find. Sure, there's a ton of lore, but like, there isn't much to find. You can finish the endings, and once you do that, guess what? You're done. But the game has a charm. Something that you really just don't see in games nowadays. It has a dedicated group of people that worked together to make something that they wanted to, and not that they felt like they had to. You know, nowadays, every single game doesn't really do anything different. You have the same games re-releasing every single year. It's just not the same as it used to be. And I know that's coming from someone who's lived in this time for my entire life, but this game shows a glimpse to how gaming and games should be. Making games because you want to, and not because you have to. But this isn't the end. There is more to this game. There's a complex story. There's lore. There's stuff that I didn't expect going into this. You know, if you hear about Myst, you just hear about how it's really old, it's a great game. You don't hear about the whole story that you have to go through in this game. You see, there's the two brothers, and there's the father, and there's Catherine. But Catherine is trapped, and I feel like the father doesn't like that idea, and he wants to free her. But he can't. When you give the white page to the father, he destroys the blue and red books, and he says that he has to attend to some work. He has to keep writing, for he may have been too late. Why is this? But that's something for another time. That's a question that will be answered in the future. Who Catherine is, where she's kept, all this, those are questions that you shouldn't delve too deep on, because if you have, then you will be riven to madness. Teehee.